Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Butterfly's Poison, finishing our brothers' endings. This one was going a little long, so we kind of stopped in the middle of it, but it was getting kind of... Woo! Okay. So, in case you forgot, this is our Secret Accomplices ending, where Hideo has barged in, calling us filthy heathens, basically, for fucking each other, and then our brother drugged him, because apparently he's got, like, fucking chloroform on him. I'm sorry, sleeping medicine. Okay. Knocked Hideo out, and now is about to tie him up so we can assault him and make him privy to our disgusting lewd acts so he'll never tell anyone on us. So, like, not exactly the three-person ending I was expecting, and that's why this is a bad end and not like a normal. I was like, this is my fault, guys, because I was like, why is this bad? I actually kind of was fully I don't know why. Why my brain was like, oh, so, okay, so Hideo's gonna find out, and we're gonna be like, he's not really my brother, but whatever, and Hideo's gonna be like, okay, well, I kind of understand, and then Hideo and I were gonna, like, get married, and then, like, I would be having sex with both of them, and it was like a throuple thing going on. I don't know, I was trying to make a bad ending, like, something awesome out of a bad ending. I don't know why when this happens, like, should have fucking expected it to be this messed up. But I'm kind of into it. You know what? This game is really good at giving you bad endings where you're like, oh god, it's so wrong, but I love it. You know, like a lot of bad endings in games, you're like, but especially when it's like they died or you died, and it's like, oh, you know, or something terrible. But then there's certain games where certain bad endings just happen, and you were like, this is fucked up, but I'm kind of into it. It's so wrong, it's right, you know what I mean? It's so good in all the wrong kind of ways. This game is really good at making so many of its endings so good and so in all the wrong ways. You know what I mean? Like, they just... Good God, this is one of them. You're like, this is so wrong, and I don't like it, but I like it a lot. I don't know. It's wrong. It's so wrong that I like it, but I'm into it. Woo! I got problems. Damn. Anyway, when did my brother's mind become such a mess? We read that last time, but... The things her brother has done to Spacey, and his idea to deal with the situation with Hideo, these aren't the things that normal people would be able to imagine, let alone do. Yeah, but I don't think you should be judging your brother because the things... your brother has done to you. You let him do those things. This is not he forced you in the Stockholm Syndrome. You're into it. So, you are also a little warped, girl. Maybe not this bad. Maybe not as bad as your brother. He is, like, looping around. He's in a loop-de-loop, and you're just slightly bent. Is this all a result of Mizuhito's job that Hideo mentioned? Has working as a male prostitute been corrupting her brother? Well, you know, I think he's had a lot of emotional damage long before that, but... Still, she's sure that the person who's changed her brother so much is none other than herself. Although Spacey's fully aware of that, leaving her brother's side is out of the question. Hideo mocked Mizuhito for being a selfish man, but Mizuhito returned the ridicule by teasing Hideo for his own selfishness. But maybe the two men aren't the only selfish ones. Maybe Spacey is too. I do like the fact that even when she's being awful, like in a lot of these endings or whatever, when she's making maybe wrong choices and doing wrong things, she's at least self-aware. She's like, I'm aware that I'm treating Fujita like a dog, but I'm not going to stop doing it. Hey, you're self-aware. At least you know you're being an asshole. And it's a personal choice to stay an asshole. I can appreciate that. It's not like people are like, no, I'm a nice person. It's like, no, you're a raging douche, and you can't see it. You know what I mean? At least you know you're an asshole. I know I'm an asshole. And I'm not the best. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just gotta be self-aware. And just go, I know that I'm really selfish and horrible for wanting to fuck my brother, but like, I'm gonna keep doing it. Fuck it. Like, bravo, girl. And Now she's like, tying up Hideo and sexually assaulting him is probably the wrong thing to do, but oh well. Holy fuck! Hideo groans. He seems to be regaining consciousness. Oh my god, I can't imagine what they're gonna cut out of this. You know what I mean? Like in the rest of the game, they cut out the porny scenes, right? And then so there definitely was some porn going on in this one too. And like, now I'm really mad they cut this. I mean, they had to for the Switch, but like, shit, can we localize the porny version? I will rebuy this game on the PC with the porny shit. If we got like the localized porn version with like all the dirty CDs. We wouldn't play that. I'd play that on my own, but like, listen! Woo! Anyway. His grunt snaps Spacey out of her thoughts. Sensing something uncomfortable tracing her face, a chill runs down her spine. She turns to find her brother watching her, smiling with dark eyes.
Come here. Let's start.
What do you want me to do?
You know, I think Hideo has no experience with women at all.
Oh, he doesn't. Mizuhito glances at Hideo, an elated smile tugging his lips, and the fact that Mizuhito is going to get off on watching his sister fuck her childhood friend. And listen. In a normal throupley relationship, you know, I mean, technically, I guess it's not really a throuple because they're not making out with each other, but whatever. I mean, semantics, I don't know how to actually categorize that kind of relationship, but fine. It's an open relationship. But, like, he's gonna sit there and being like, yeah, I like watching you fuck your other boyfriend. I mean, okay. Sure. Whatever floats your boat. Everybody's a willing participant. In this case, it's not a willing, but I meant, like, in, like, the perfect 3-person relationship, that, sure. Everybody's a willing participant. You know what's going on. You're open and honest. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with this, though. This is the dark side of it. Like, Hideo is not... I mean, he's going to end up becoming willing because he gets to sleep with me, but I don't... But it's still going to be... We're going to break him to get him there, and that's kind of fucked up. Oh, God. I'm into this, the dark, awful evilness, but I'm still a little afraid of it, you know? Oof.
Judging from his personality, he wouldn't play with the women at the red light district. And this hypothesis gives me an idea. You should teach Hideo the way a man and a woman sleep together.
Huh? Spacey hisses. To say that she's terribly surprised by Mizuhito's idea is an understatement. Aren't they supposed to be in love with one another? Why is her brother acting as if she means nothing to him?
Hear me out, and don't get me wrong,
Mizuhito says, shaking his head as if he's just sensed Spacey's distress.
What we're about to do to Hideo is simply a way to make him keep our secret. It isn't going to change the fact that you and I are in love. And do you get it?
But, brother, I don't want to do it with anyone else but you.
It'll be fine.
Mizuhito's lips curve to form a gentle smile. And then we're going to get so debaucherous that we are going to be sleeping with both of them and, you know, just lavishing in it because that's the way these bad endings go. The ending isn't bad. We are bad. And it's a good ending for a bad person, if you think about it. But I'm so into it. Oh, it's so wrong. Spacey feels a pang in her chest because the smile on her brother's face is beautiful. Otherworldly so.
Just leave it to me, okay? All you have to do is follow my lead and everything will be alright.
What? Really?
Of course. Do you not trust me? Your own brother.
Well, now he's manipulating us. Her brother's features morph into a crestfallen expression, and Spacey hastily shakes her head. This is manipulation now. Hideo groans, and Spacey gasps. She watches as Hideo's eyes flutter open, and he begins to stir on the bed.
Come on, Spacey.
All right. Like a marionette with her brother holding the strings, Spacey walks toward Hideo. Oh. I guess, and the thing is not even like at first we're like, yeah, I'm into this, brother. It's like, all right, I'll do what you say. And it's like, so everything Hideo said, he's using you, he's puppeting you, he's manipulated you. No, we were willingly having sex with our brother. But now he is absolutely puppeting us. And that's fucked up. Like, holy shit. Do I have even the slightest idea of what I'm about to do? She muses, but her brain refuses to cooperate. Maybe some of the alcohol from earlier is still in her system. That's not helping. Because at this very moment, Spacey's sure of only one thing. She must do what her brother asks. Huh? Oh, and then our brother's just laying in bed with him too. Oh, God! Poor Hideo. Poor Hideo. Jesus Christ. I love it so much. It's so fucking wrong. Hideo's consciousness must have come back by now because he starts to squirm, trying to move his limbs. Huh? Spacey. Hideo. What are you doing? What are you doing there? Hideo wasn't awake before. He surely is now. His eyes are wide open and locked on Spacey, who is leaning over him.
Oh, God. This is hilarious. Hideo, I've never seen you make that face before. You usually look unruffled.
You bastard! Having none of Mizuhito's mockery, Hideo growls threateningly at him with his cheeks flushed crimson. And poor Fujita is probably like walking down the hall, hearing things, and is like, yeah, I just keep walking. Fucking like Dorian, fine. Just keep swimming. He's like, just keep walking. Pretend I didn't hear some shit. Like, I'm gonna go to the storehouse and go look through the kimono out there. Maybe Majima will lock me in and burn down the mansion because holy shit, I can't handle this. This is more than poor Fujita should have to handle. Just saying. If Hideo keeps raising his voice like this, Fujita will eventually decide to enter the room and check on them. Hey! No, he won't. He knows better. Shh! Calm down, Hideo. You're mad. Both of you are. What are you?
Kiss him, Spacey.
Mizuhito whispers and Hideo stills. And again, now Hideo's like, see, he's manipulating you.
Be gentle with him. I'm pretty sure Hideo has never kissed a girl before.
Curse you, you scum! Is some nerve you have! Hideo's face is so deep red as if it's caught fire. But before he can call them some more names, Spacey gently leans forward on top of the bound man. Did I not mention that we have a nice little CG here, in case you didn't catch that? Because I don't know when it happened, and okay, but it's there. Hideo sucks in a startled breath, and his eyes widen. No, you can't be serious! Please, just be quiet and let me, Hideo. Oh, poor Hideo is always like, I love you, and now you're force kissing me. That's not how anyone should be kissed by the person that they're in love with. Because this just ruins oh, poor Hideo. We're gonna break him. Oh no. Spacey leans in, intent on pressing her own lips against Hideo's frozen ones. As soon as their lips touch, Hideo bounces on the bed as if he's been struck by lightning. I'm not moaning for her. Hideo instantly falls silent and his body begins to tremble. Oh god, but its worst part is because it's not like it's someone that you're into. So you're like, no, I don't want it like that. And then your brain is like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Like, oh no, Hideo. Oh, you're gonna get into this, aren't you? Spacey gently puts her hands on top of his bare chest. A simple gesture is enough to make Hideo's breathing grow heavier and his body convulse. I'm not moaning and gasping for him, but he's moaning and gasping.
Look at you, poor boy. You're clearly distressed. I was right then. You know nothing about women. Or maybe you're reacting this way because your kissing partner is Spacey.
You lowlife! Don't think I'm gonna let you get away with this! I mean, you shouldn't, Hideo.
With what exactly? With reducing you to a stammering mess because I asked your crush to kiss you? Are we on the same page here?
Damn it! You'll regret this! Hideo's voice is getting louder in retaliation to Mizuhito's mocking remarks. But Hideo's curses sound weak as a result of Spacey's lips on his, and his breathing's only growing more ragged. Mizuhito keeps his eyes locked on the two of them. After a moment, he heaves out a tired sigh and asks her blankly,
So, how is your kiss with Hideo?
Brother, are you seriously asking me that question?
I bet he kind of smells. I mean, he's an unrefined man who has zero experience with women. I don't think he cares if he reeks of sweat from his military duties.
Curse you!
Embarrassed, are we? Hideo, you should thank your lucky stars. You stink, but the girl of your dreams was willing to kiss you. Let the magnificence of that sink in. You know, I'm almost tempted to ask you to grovel and, oh, I don't know, thank me.
Mizuhito gently lifts a bottle of liquor from the table. No one knows what he's thinking, but he lets out a cheerful laugh and walks to stand behind Spacey.
I have another bright idea. Let's continue the game we were playing before. And this time with Hideo.
The game you were playing? You can mean...
Yep, that one. Come on, Hideo. Open your mouth and drink every drop.
And he has no choice but to he's going to end up swallowing, even if you're forcing liquor and he's trying to spit it out. He's going to end up swallowing some of it. Hey, hold it! And this is the other CG with us pouring liquor down his throat. See, now this could be sexy if it weren't for, like, you know, the fact that it's forced. You know what I mean? Mizuhito pours the clear liquid onto Hideo's face. The liquor hits Hideo's cheeks and splashes around their vicinity, staining even the sheets under them.
I told you to drink every drop. Now look what you've done.
You poured the liquor on my face, you freak! Hideo splutters and kicks up a fuss, a scowl deeply etched on his features, which now smells so strongly of the liquor. If she remembers correctly, Hideo can't drink.
Spacey, we should give Hideo a punishment. Go on, bite him.
Huh? I have to bite him?
That's right. Make sure to give it your all. Bite him strong enough to nearly draw blood.
I think what makes this more fucked up is the fact that Mizuhito was puppeting and we're like, what? Oh, okay. And like, if we were both really devious and he was like, bite him, and we're like, okay. You know what I mean? It would still be so wrong, but like at least we're vibing with each other and we're evil and torturing Hideo, but like our brother is puppeting. Like poor Hideo's the 100% victim. I'm half a victim. I'm still kind of a victim in a way because like Hideo, like Mizuhito is puppeting me to do these things and I'm going along with it, but it's kind of in the situation of like, yeah, I went along with it, but it's because I kind of felt like I had to. So, like, you can get mad at her for going along with it, but she's kind of being manipulated into doing it. So it's kind of like this, you know what I mean? Like, so Mizuhito is making us both kind of victims, but also making me a perp. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's kind of fucked up. Again, if we were both like, evil and torturing freaking Hideo and doing this to him, I feel like it would still be fucked up, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't be as fucked up. You know what I mean? Because we'd be like, yeah, me and my brother love each other, and we're on the same page doing this to Hideo. You know, where like now it's like, we're all on 3 different pages. Well, I'm kind of more on Hideo's page, but I'm doing what my brother says because he loves me, right? And like, I trust him, right? And it's so sad. But hey, this is just, woo! I think I would have liked it a little bit better if we were totally invested into it, but I have a feeling like it's going to get to that point that all of a sudden, like, 3 years later, we're all totally, you know what I mean? I hope. I don't know. Oh. Why would you ask Spacey to do that?
And don't make me repeat myself. I told you we need to give you a punishment. We're playing a game here, mind you. Those who messed up must be punished. And that's how games work.
Spacey's hesitant at first, but if she refuses to obey her brother's commands, they'll be forced to separate. Her obsession with her brother is both impulsive and unreasonable, but it helps her make her decision. She leans forward, grazes her teeth along Hideo's nape, and bites down hard. Hideo's shoulders jump. Mizuhito watches his reaction and bursts out laughing, eyes glinting with mirth.
You're so pathetic. Do you hear the lousy whine you made? Can you believe a girl elicited that embarrassing sound from you?
Enough. I've had enough of your game.
Quiet down, will you? I don't think you get it, but you're in no position to complain. We'll go again. And this time, make sure to catch every drop.
Mizuhito mercilessly pours more of the liquid onto Hideo's face. This time Hideo makes a move to catch the liquid by opening his mouth, but with his limbs tied, there isn't much he can do.
Oh, looks like you managed to drink some this time. How about you spilled more than you drank? You know what that means, Spacey. Oh, you know what this means, right, Spacey?
No, stop! She bites his arm this time.
Perfect. Come on, you've got no time to rest. Promise you'll drink it all this time, Hideo.
No.
Too bad. You failed again. Your turn. Bite him.
The number of red teeth marks left by Spacey's mouth on his fair skin gradually increases. And what are you going to do? Go to the police and say you were assaulted? And then we're going to be like, I left him a lot of love bites. And honestly, even in the modern time, currently, men going anywhere to police whatever and reporting being assaulted are basically laughed at and ridiculed and made to feel like horrible about it. That's why men don't report when they're assaulted. So you think in 1918, Hideo being a strong military dude's gonna go and be like, oh, they tied me up and assaulted. You know what I mean? He's not gonna say anything because even though he should, it was probably way worse. So fuck. Poor Hideo. The more the game continues, the more inebriated Hideo becomes. At this point, he no longer reacts as intensely when Spacey bites him. His skin gradually flushes pink, and his sweaty chest begins to rise up and down in restless breathing. Damn it. Enough. Stop.
Ah, come on. How can you be drunk already? Hideo, you're much more of a lightweight compared to Spacey. Mizuhiro chuckles, his glistening eyes glinting with an eerie light. Surrounded by the liquor that Hideo spilled, Spacey herself is starting to feel dizzy. She feels like she's become a beast, somewhere in the process of repeatedly biting Hideo. Her body's burning, and an extraordinary sort of elation is coursing through her veins. Oh, now she's getting off on it. Here's the thing, though. Our brother's been doing this, and you're going to get him drunk, and he's going to get drunk and pass out, and you wanted me to, have sex with him. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel excited looking at Hideo in the state? See, this is better. It's fucked up, but I would rather you be like, yeah, you know what I mean, than, I guess, because my brother told me. I'd rather us just embrace the sinister evil in us than be puppeteered by our brother. You know what I mean? Brother, something must be wrong with me, too. You both are so naughty. Alright, how about this? I'll teach you another game. It's so fun it'll make you sober in an instant. I'll take as much time as it needs to teach you both. Okay?
Mizuhiro, what are you going to do? Alas, how long will this feast last? When will this revolting and hellish ritual, held in order to keep a secret, end? Still, she can tell her body is both sluggish from the alcohol and excited. Frighteningly so. The excitement bubbles up from the depths of her heart, and it's a fantastic one that goes beyond the pleasure of the flesh. Perhaps madness is contagious. From Mizuhiro to Spacey and perhaps to Hideo. Is that where it ends? And you just are left to wonder, Hideo keeping their secret? Oh my god. Oh my god! I really wanted some kind of a wrap up there, but you know what? Leaving it open like that and being like, I mean, you can only make the assumption that, she has sex with Hideo, because that was, the whole intent. Our brother tying him up and being like, you need to teach him how a man and a woman sleep together, and that's gonna keep us, you know what I mean? This is different. They attacked me. But you know what I mean? I guess it really depends on the level of things that you do to him, because just tying him up and biting him is but if you're doing other things, yeah, that's, because then he's just as gross and filthy and he's not going to tell on, you know what I mean? That was the whole point. So it's you can only imagine what they did to poor Hideo. Oh god. And then but I kind of wanted something like 3 years later, and this is how the relationship is, right? Because you wonder, I guess the 3P ending is because you're kind of in having a throupley bedroom scenario, sort of, I guess. But I want to know how it worked out in the future, but I guess that leaves it open to interpretation. Was it tumultuous and awful, or was it I hate this, but there's all the bad endings, it's we're married, in all the ones where we're married to Shiba and we're treating Fujita like a dog, this isn't the best ending, but hey, whatever, I'm going to live in this debauchery and embrace the dark, creepy, horrible thoughts and things that are going through your mind and that you think, and like you're just gonna embrace your asshole, right? Your inner asshole. Not like your butthole, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? And like Hideo, it's gonna take a while, but eventually he's gonna break and be like, this is my life, and that's fine. I'm not gonna tell your secret, but I'm fucking her too. And then what's gonna happen? Like, we're gonna end up pregnant and we're not gonna know who the dad is. Jesus Christ. I mean, I want to see an after scenario of that, but holy shit. Anyway, so here we go. This is our last bad ending. And it's probably a good thing that we split this up because this has been like 20 plus minutes already just for that. And then, you know what I mean? I kind of feel like we should have just, if I'd known it was going to be that much longer, I would have stopped sooner in the other part. So it wasn't an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. And now it's whatever. It is what it is. So anyway, this one will be like done in 2 minutes and I'll be like, what the fuck? But so this is where we ask Majima directly, and this is going to get us straight up fucking murdered. This is another tragic ending. That last one was a bad ending. I don't think it was really bad. I mean, it was bad, but it was good. You know what I mean? I think I'll ask Majima directly. And don't be hasty. I don't want to be suspicious of Majima. Macy replies. Her tone comes out stronger than she intended. She doesn't want to secretly investigate someone she trusts, someone she's lived with for years. I don't want to find out more about him behind his back. Majima's someone who's been working at our manor for years. I get what you're trying to say, but still, we can never be too careful. We aren't even paying Majima enough, and yet he stays. Are you telling me to suspect and humiliate him as thanks for his kindness? I don't want to jump the gun and think he's guilty. I want to believe in Majima, brother. Macy presses on, not deterred by her brother's frown. Macy's faith in Majima, who's been around her for a long time, is so much greater than the one she has in the proprietress, a woman she only met today. And to her, that's the most important thing. The last thing she wants is to suspect Majima and start an investigation about him without even trying to ask. Perhaps it's Spacey's determination that makes Mizuhito sigh in defeat. Fine, and do as you want. We're so gonna end up dead. Really? Thank you, brother. But I won't let you talk to Majima alone. Okay, we're both gonna die. I don't want to suspect him either, but like I said, I don't think one could ever be too careful. Okay, but promise me you won't start the conversation with questions that make you sound like you suspect him. Of course, you have my word. What are you doing in the red light district, you son of a bitch, opium-selling bastard? Brother? Kidding. Having won the argument against her brother, Spacey sighs in relief. You won't be sighing in relief when Majima murders you, but sure. It's very likely that Mizuhito believes in the proprietress's story, but not Spacey. Although she doesn't know if it's because of the faint opposition she feels toward the proprietress, she thinks her story lacks credibility. Majima can't be a criminal. It's just impossible. Even though her feelings of love toward Majima are disappearing, she still trusts him greatly as a servant. If anything, her brother's the odd one here for being so quick to doubt Majima, Spacey muses. Still, there's a small part of Spacey that thinks maybe the proprietress is right. Maybe Majima is dangerous. It keeps her mind occupied with troubling thoughts. She wants to see Majima right now, if possible, and clear up those doubts. Impatience urges her to make a move now, and hinders her from truly enjoying this special day out with her brother. That night, Spacey comes back to the manor with Mizuhito and asks Fujita to call Majima. She sips at the hot tea inside her cup, waiting for Majima's arrival, and feeling her heart racing inside her chest. She's restless. What will she do if Majima tells her that he is indeed a criminal? So, when we came back that night, we talked to Fujita, and then we went out to search Majima's room, and our brother went off somewhere else, and then Saburo blew up the house, so I wonder if the house is going to blow up here too. They'll have to immediately contact the police, and she'll lose a servant that she's always found trustworthy. The possibility makes Spacey want to get up and pace the room. She doesn't want to lose another important person. How are you holding up? Not so great. I'm kind of nervous. I'm right here with you. Fujita will be here too, don't worry. Her brother says, his tone pacifying and helping her regain a little composure. Before long, they can hear 2 pairs of footsteps approaching, and Spacey shoots up from her seat. Excuse me. Come in. The door opens and reveals Majima, who steps in with his features looking a bit taut. Behind him is Fujita, who quietly shuts the door of the dining room.
Have I done something wrong, sir?
Majima asks nervously, standing before Mizuhito and Spacey. He looks small and uneasy and nothing like an opium dealer. I mean, that's what makes him great, right? With his gaze, Mizuhito asks Spacey to sit down and she obeys, perhaps a little too rushed to be normal.
Majima, we need to ask you a few questions.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
I won't beat around the bush. Are you dabbling in illegal drugs? Because if so, I want in. I could use some.
Just kidding. Illegal drugs?
Opium, for instance.
Mizuhito's answer is straightforward in response to Majima's question. Majima blinks, his mouth agape, but as soon as the weight of Mizuhito's question dawns on him, he pales. My apologies, sir. I'm not sure I follow you. Majima asks, his voice hollow, but then he takes in a sharp breath and watches Mizuhito with wide, startled eyes. Are you perhaps referring to the plants that I'm growing in the garden, sir?
I know. We got news that someone saw a man very similar to you in a place that deals with drugs.
Someone similar to me? Majima's silent after that. He stands rooted to his spot with his mouth open and brows furrowed. After a few moments he sighs, looking like he's finally caught on to their suspicion. I see. You suspect it was me. His shoulders are slumped as he raises his hand to scratch at the back of his neck. Wow, he is on the ball. He is not ready to burn this motherfucker down yet. He's just playing. He's having fun with this. Majima lifts his head, and Spacey wishes she never had to see the look on his face, because it pierces right through her heart like a thorn. His eyes, watching them, are colored with sadness and quiet anger. There's also bitterness, one that looks very much like disappointment. You got the wrong person, sir, Majima says in a low voice, but there's clarity in his answer.
How are we supposed to trust you?
Brother, that's uncalled for! Having had enough of her brother's interrogation, Spacey exclaims, and you're gonna be like, okay, listen, it's like we just had to check Majima because, someone came forward and said that they thought they saw you and, whatever. And then he's like, I understand. All the emotions he's relaying are absolutely valid, because you'd be like, what? I'm not doing it? How could you think so? You know what I mean? If he wasn't a good actor, he'd be like, nope, not me. Not even phased that you blamed me. You know what I mean? Like an actual innocent person would be like, oh, I can't believe you'd think that. What the shit? You know what I mean? Like, there's a balance. But Majima said we got the wrong person. Isn't that enough? My lady, thank you. Just when Spacey inhales to say more, Majima's clipped tone intervenes. And then he turns to Mizuhito and bows his head. I apologize, Master. I can only insist that whoever your source saw, it was not me. I cannot provide you with any evidence other than that man was not me, so I perfectly understand if you find it difficult to trust me. Majima! Mizuhito is silent in the face of Majima's commendable reaction to the situation. Majima lifts his head and gives a strained smile. But if my doppelganger is someone so dangerous, then I should probably leave the manor, or I'll be a nuisance to this household. Majima, what are you saying? You'll never be a nuisance to us. Well, I am scared, my lady, Majima says. His face is pale and taut as he stares at Spacey. Maybe the reason why the household's been suffering from many misfortunes is the man who looks like me. Because he's committing unsavory crimes. If I stay here, who knows what misfortunes will befall the household next? Well, that's what I'm scared about. Wow, he is turning it on, isn't he? Does Majima have a split personality? Does he have a twin where maybe that person comes and kills us and this is actually good Majima? Do we have brother cousin twins? Majima A and Majima B? He's so fucked up. Spacey feels a lump forming in her throat, preventing her from forming words, and the grievous look on Majima's face. Yawn. Oh, I'm sorry. She never thought that questioning Majima would lead him to that conclusion. Where did she and her brother go wrong? She tries to recall the words they said, but her head's too confused to think. I'll leave the matter tomorrow. All this time I've been indebted to this household, and then I need to go before I can cause it any more sorrow. Majima! Majima looks like he's made up his mind, and Spacey finds that there's nothing else she can say now. Majima turns around, and she makes a move to chase after him, but Fujita silently walks to stand in her way. Fujita? My lady, I am afraid we cannot afford to employ a gardener anyway. Spacey's eyes widen in surprise. If you stop him now and he keeps working here, he'll have to work without getting paid. I think, and this is a good opportunity to let him go. You're right. Maybe this is for the best. For Majima's own good. I'm sure of it. Oh, he's gonna blow up the manor tonight. That'd be... I'll show you. Her brother looks like he wants to say something, but Spacey's mind doesn't have any room to be concerned about it now. Majima's leaving. He's leaving the manor tomorrow. There goes another person whom she thought would stay by her side forever. Her head is filled with sorrowful thoughts. Spacey's hand moves on their own accord to cover her face. Majima. Like she's been taken back to those days when she used to harbor faint romantic feelings for Majima. She can almost hear the sound of her heart shattering. Final chapter. We definitely would have been able to finish this in one part. It would have been like a 2-hour part. Like a pair of butterflies. They float off into the ether as they're both dead. She can't seem to get a wink of sleep tonight, even more so than usual. When the sun rises, Majima will be gone from the manor. It's this knowledge of the inevitable that's been keeping her up. Why did things turn out this way? Where did we go wrong? She didn't want to suspect Majima. She just wanted him to outright refute their speculation. And Majima did insist on his innocence, just as Spacey wanted. But he also thought that his staying here would only raise more troubles, and now he's trying to leave. He didn't mean for things to turn out this way. I just didn't want to doubt him, or anyone for that matter. I just didn't want anyone to feel even more unhappy. Honestly, like, it's not a guilt trip, you know, like, I'll leave to cause you more misfortunes. It's like, I'm gonna throw that out there and then actually leave because now you've caught on to me and it's kind of pointless for me to stay. You know what I mean? Like, if you've already gotten to this point and this level of knowledge, you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden it's gonna quickly unravel, so he's smart. The more worried she becomes, however, the less sleepy she gets. Spacey eventually gives up trying to sleep and gets up from her bed. Meanwhile, holy fuck, I'm sorry. I wonder if my brother is asleep. She wants to feel another person's warmth, especially on a sad night like this. She knows her brother will accept her with open arms, that's for sure. Quietly, she makes her way down the dark corridor. The situation reminds her of the night her mother passed away. Mother's scream woke me up that night. The image of the vivid blue of the bellflowers stirs awake in the back of her head. Blue flowers were scattered around her mother's bed like the flowers that people would offer the dead lying inside a coffin. Her father's pale hands were also holding the same flower. Shivering with chills, Spacey hurries to Mizuhito's room. Brother, are you awake? She quietly knocks on his door and calls him in a loud whisper. And then she can hear the bed creaking inside the room. What's wrong? It's the middle of the night. Mizuhito doesn't make her wait long. He opens the door for her and lets Spacey in. Sorry, I couldn't sleep. Well, I guess that makes the two of us. My mind is so awake, I don't know why. Knowing that she isn't the only one having trouble sleeping tonight, Spacey huffs out a sigh of relief. I'm sorry, Spacey. What? Why are you apologizing, brother? Well, Majima's leaving because I suspected him, so... That outcome wasn't something you could have predicted. It wasn't your fault, brother. After a beat of silence, Mizuhito reaches out to wrap Spacey in an embrace. Feeling the warmth of her brother, Spacey's eyes begin to flutter shut. How could I have forgotten? I'm not alone. My brother's with me. The people around her may leave and go away, but her brother will always be by her side. The reminder fills the hole that sadness has left inside Spacey's chest with warmth. To Spacey, Mizuhito's the only family she has left, and he is also her lover. I don't know why, and he is also her, and for some reason my brain broke. Like I literally blue screened for a minute. Anyway, and he is also her lover. They lock eyes, gazing at each other in the moonlight. They lean in almost at the same time to kiss, but then... Yeah, he blew up the manor, that's what I thought. An alarming and severe earthquake shatters the entire manor. Together with it is an explosion sound, booming louder than anything she's ever heard. The unexpected turn of events horrifies Spacey to the point where she can't even scream. She's just desperate. Shit, my brain is broken. She's just desperately clinging to Mizuhito. What was that sound?
I'll take a look outside. Stay here.
No, don't leave me here, brother!
Fine, but stay close to me.
What's just happened? Spacey's pulse is throbbing so hard and her feet feel like it's about to... and her heart... Spacey's pulse is throbbing so hard and her heart feels like it's about to give out. I cannot fucking read anymore today. I don't know what's happened. Jesus. Trembling and grabbing onto Mizuhito's sleeve, her breathing grows hard under the pressure of fear. There's obviously something amiss going on inside the manor. Here's the weird thing. It looks like the fire's outside. But Saburo blew up the manor inside, so the inside, especially this hallway, should be crumbling and on fire. Their ears pick up dreadful noises, and the manor smells strange. They walk down the staircase, and once they arrive at the bottom, the reason becomes clear to them. The first floor is a sea of fire. The sight before them is too surreal that Mizuhito and Spacey can only stand frozen in their spot.
What on earth?
Master, my lady, Fujita! They notice that Fujita's crawling up the staircase, barely breathing. The worst of it. Behind him is an unmoving Majima with blood pouring from his head. Spacey makes a move to rush toward them, but Mizuhito stops her. So Majima's also dead, instead of killing them and disappearing. Interesting. Mizuhito walks toward Fujita with careful steps and kneels down next to Fujita's battered body. Fujita's terrible burns on his whole body. Blood's flowing out of his mouth, and his scorched features are indistinguishable. This is the worst bad ending, because now we know... I figured the manor was going to blow up and Fujita was going to die, but we weren't going to watch it painfully happen! What the shit? You know what? This is payback for me being like, we didn't see Fujita's body. He couldn't have died in the good ending. And then he showed up and he was fine. And it's like, okay, well, just so you know, Fujita died. Here he is, painful and burning and, like, agonized. Great, thanks. Thanks a lot. I'm sorry. My fault. Even someone with untrained eyes could tell that Fujita isn't going to make it. Mizuhito must have not wanted to Spacey to see the cruel state of Fujita's body. Please, run away.
Fujita, what happened here?
A bomb. Suddenly. The poor man's dying and you're asking these questions in the middle of a burning building? I can't catch the end of his answer. But Fujita's fallen silent. Oh. Mizuhito sucks in a deep breath and stands. He turns to Spacey, who's still standing behind him, and shakes his head. Oh. No! Fujita!
He's no longer alive. And Majima too. We've got to hurry. We can still jump down from the balcony of your room.
God, no. Why is this happening? Her head's pounding and it hurts so much. Fujita's now a charred, unmoving body, and Majima's head is soaked in blood. Kinda curious how Majima ended that way. Mizuhito takes Spacey's hand and pulls until she starts walking, but she still can't stop looking back at the bodies of her servants, unless something hit him in the head. But I'm just, like, surprised that Saburo obviously set off the bomb again. Probably. But, like, it's weird. It's just weird that Majima decided to die with them this time. The smoke's choking them. She lifts an arm to cover her mouth with the sleeve of her clothes. Her eyes catch sight of the wall, dyed red as it reflects the dancing flames. She can no longer recognize this place. Where on earth is she? Unless Majima came in and, like, whatever, and then was going to attack Fujita, whatever, Fujita hit him over the head, and then the bomb went off. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? It must be the entrance to hell. The ominous fire that's been devouring the manor seems to have led them to the gates of hell. Spacey enters the bedroom. She walks to the window leading toward the balcony and opens it. In that instant, hot air blows from the outside. Spacey and Mizuhito peer outside the window and their jaws drop. The garden's entirely surrounded by flames. The trees are now pillars of red, burning along with the most horrifying roar. Terrified, Spacey can only look on. The situation as it is, jumping down from the balcony won't save her or her brother. She looks up at her brother, the reflection of the flames dancing on his profile, but she finds no emotion there. But it has to be the most beautiful face she's ever seen. So beautiful, it's almost surreal. Spacey drinks in her brother's beauty and awe, realizing that it has the effect on her despite the sticky situation they're in. Has that effect on her, sorry. Or maybe her senses aren't working right. Maybe she's far exceeded her tolerable level of fear. Probably also that.
Let's go, Spacey.
But where?
To my bedroom.
The manor's crumbling. Soon it will fall apart and be completely engulfed in flames. But both Spacey and Mizuhito are composed, strangely so. They sit next to each other in bed. Mizuhito takes out a small white package from the back of the desk drawer. Brother, what is it? Oh god, he pilled out drugs.
Some medicine. We'll need this if we want to be reborn.
What? Medicine that will help us be reborn? Probably sleeping pills, and then we'll fall asleep, and then we won't know we burned to death. I mean, let's be real. If you were trapped in this situation and there was literally no way out, I would absolutely rather be asleep and die in my sleep than have my flesh burning to death. Has her brother been keeping this medicine in the innermost part of the drawer all this time? What for? Spacey wonders about it, but she also has a feeling she knows the answer. Indeed, her brother must have been wanting to die for a long time now. Oh, okay, or it's actual poison.
You know, maybe this is the kindest ending we could have ever hoped for, and God's let us have it. Even if we survive the fire, even if we continue living, our days will still torment us. I think God's given us this chance to part with the world before we can experience any of that.
Will we be happy once we've thrown away our bodies? Aww. Sad. Beautiful though. I mean, it's actually kind of a pretty CG, because she doesn't have to be like, we're just laying there not about to die.
Of course, Spacey. We'll toss aside our ill-fated lives and we'll be as free as a pair of beautiful butterflies. You and I both.
They huddle together with Mizuhito stroking Spacey's hair gently and whispering softly.
Tonight, our nightmare will end. The curtain will finally fall on this tragedy. Let's fly to the next world.
Her brother's delicate fingertips pass the white package to her hands. The package feels dry in her hands. Spacey looks up at her brother with dazed eyes, and she spots tears gently trailing down her brother's cheeks. Spacey feels her eyes sting before her own warm drops of tears fall from her eyes. We'll be truly happy, right, brother?
Yes, that's right. And nothing can hurt or torment us anymore. We won't shed a single tear over painful things anymore. Imagine this. We'll fly, together, around a garden full of sweet-smelling flowers.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Aww, and now the CG's overlaid with the butterflies. Stop it! Spacey smiles softly at her brother. Her mind's in a trance, thinking about becoming a butterfly, one whose mate is her brother, flying and frolicking in a beautiful world. Maybe that's what people call paradise. While the two are engrossed in their imaginations, the manor's screams grow louder. Stop, Bird, don't bite my headset. Stop! If people wanted to hear from you, they want to hear cheeps and peeps, not you biting the microphone. Spacey and Mizuhito open the white package, but before they swallow the contents, they embrace each other and kiss deeply. The white powder's made it down their throats. She registers a smell sticking to the back of her nose and notices that it resembles her own sickly sweet scent. The manor is shaking in the flames. Her ears catch the shrill of sirens resounding from afar. You can even spot a crowd of spectators circling the manor at a distance. But all of these things are of little concern to her. This world is a mess, restless, disheveled, suffocating... Oh, messy, sorry, restless, disheveled, suffocating place. But it's not her world. She catches a glimpse of someone's shadow in her peripheral vision. She wonders about it for a second. She and her brother are supposed to be the only ones alive in the manor. But the question, too, doesn't matter to her and her brother. Her eyes follow the beautiful sparks of fire around her. They float in the air, and so does her consciousness. Sparks twinkle in the darkness of the night, dancing in the air and disappear. It has to be the only amusing thing in this tedious world. The eastern sky begins to blur, turning dimly white. Night's about to end. Like, fuck. I have to say, they wrote that whole, like, end part of her, like, them just drifting off, like, the way she's describing it, like, looking at the fire, dancing and twinkling in the shadow. And all of that, you're just like, fuck, that feels so real. I think I'm about to die myself. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just felt that. Jesus. But you know me, when it comes to bad endings, if we're gonna die, I want us to die together, so that was perfect. Was this one of our bad? No, this was one of our normal ones, right? Yeah, I think that was one of our normal. I can't remember. I know this one was like our brother biting our neck. Wow. I mean, I guess it's a good thing we did split this up into 2 parts because this was almost an hour itself. Shit. I think most of these ones we end up with like a little, like a part and a half or whatever. I thought one of them, it actually didn't happen that way. I don't know. I get very confused sometimes flipping back and forth between games when we get to bad endings. I'm like, was this the one where the bad endings were only 1 part or did they take 2 parts? And like, I can't remember. Oh, her mouth is so awkward in this. You know what I mean? So awkward. And technically, actually, we died together twice. This one was just more like passionately tragic, I guess, because we died together in the flames, but like while fucking each other. So you're like, well, that is kinky and intense. And then this last one was like sad and beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're going to take some drugs and just kill ourselves before the fire gets us because there's no other way out. And you're like, that's so sad and tragic and beautiful. There's the flames engulfing us. The flames of our passion and of the house. And like, this was the one we just got. But see, like, this one is like, at least it's sweet. You know, we're just laying there together and it doesn't have to be a tragic. And I mean, none of the other ones have to be either, aside from the one we just saw where like the flames, when the flames are encroaching, you're like, that gets a little like, aw, but look at his sweet little face on this one. Precious. And then that, oh, that's so sad. We're butterflies. And then you have poor Hideo. Oh my god. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to say I hated that ending because I didn't. It was good. It was so wrong, but so good. And technically, I got a sort of man harem because I got a throuple. Does that count? I mean, okay, to be fair, I feel like every single one of these routes has had a throuple-esque kind of ending where we have a husband and we're fucking the other lover on the side. So this is kind of similar, but instead of marrying Shiba and boning our brother on the side, like I fully expected, we are boning our brother and Hideo because we've basically Stockholm syndromed him into this shit. So, and then our brother watches. He's like, okay, I'm fine with you boning Hideo, but I'm gonna watch every time you do. And then poor Hideo just feels like so degraded when that happens, but does it anyway because he gets to romance us. You know? This is actually quite a lovely CG for a bad ending CG, so we'll use this one. But anyway, that was it. I got nothing else to say. This was a ride. It was fun. Again, I've said it a million times. They did a really great job keeping the like slightly inappropriateness for a not brother actual route. You know what I mean? Other games just are like, see, not your brother anyway, and then they just forget about it. They just take that little aspect from the very beginning and chuck it out like it never existed. So you can move on. And this one was like, no, he's not really your brother, but we're still going to make you feel dirty and gross, you whore. You know what I mean? Like, you should still feel dirty and in the corner in the shower, scrubbing your body because you're dirty and filthy. You know what I mean? So, even though he's not really your brother, but you're still dirty. Like, so I love it. You know? But yeah, this game has been such a fun time. So next time, for you, it'll only be like a day or so. What, not tomorrow, but the day after. And for me, it'll probably be like a week. I don't know. We will start our lady romance, which again, according to the guide, is like, it's quote unquote platonic, but according again to Otome Kitten, it's like, oh, sure it is. Like, maybe there was never any explicit sex scenes, but I feel like it's that Otome Kitten's implying that there's some implications. Does that make sense? That we're gonna get into it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, like things didn't happen. It may not be explicitly stated, but it's giving you the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna read into it. We are absolutely gonna read into it. And every time someone be like, phrasing, I know what's happening. Even if the game isn't explicitly stating it, we're going to read into it and pretend it's happening. Okay? Or we'll see. Because otherwise it's kind of disappointing. I came here to play an Otome game with romance. And if I don't get a romance, it's disappointing. I don't want a friend route. The hell is that shit? Like, we get a bros route? Nah! I don't want friends. I want lovers. And like, I mean, I'm not into the lady romances, but if you put one in, it better be a romance, god damn it! You better be going to Pound Town with Kyoko, okay? Just saying. Don't put a woman in there and say that, like, well, but it's your friend route. I mean, I think we've had those in, like, fan discs and stuff, where you have your girlmance, you have your best friends, and it's just you and your girls. And that's cool. I don't mind those, but if it's in the main game, come on. We'll see how it goes, but... Anyway, that'll be interesting. And then we can finally do Majima and find out all the fucking secrets. So it's going to take us like a fucking month or more to get there because it's goddamn September. Holy shit. We're not going to finish this game till like October. Maybe like end of October. Holy shit. I mean, it's not quite September yet when I'm recording this because I got a little ahead on this one. Yeah. I'll be behind by the time we come back for Kyoko. Today I'm like, yeah, I'm a little ahead, and swear to God, 2 days from now, I'm going to be like, I am so fucking behind, guys. Wait for it. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.